Hey, this is Bob Steele. We are live right here on Ritchie Radio, 91.7 FM, along with Susan Mason. We are privileged to have with us the director from the Blue Ridge Theater Guild, Tom Rodgers, and his wife, and they're doing a show here at the Lakeside Hall called Deathtrap. Now, we'll tell you more about that, but first off, let's talk a little bit about the Blue Ridge Theater Guild. Tom, tell us a little bit about your organization.
Well, the Blue Ridge Theater Guild started here at Fort Ritchie in 1973, and as the Fort Ritchie Players.
Mm-hmm.
It changed its name sometime in the 1980s to the Blue Ridge Theater Guild, and when the fort began closing down in 1998-96, they asked me if I'd like to take the Theater Guild over to my house. We owned a Greystone Inn in Blue Ridge Summit. And there we do all of our rehearsals. We do the set building, and we load it up in the trailers and take the theater to places where people don't have opportunity to get to a theater. We have been doing retirement homes. We do fire stations and a few other things like that. And right now, John and Joyce offered us the Lakeside Hall to do our show Deathtrap, which is great because now we only have to move in one time instead of moving after every show, which we have done. And sometimes we do as many as 5 different weekends, and that's a little rough on us as we get older.
Absolutely. You set up and then have to strike it. And the only good thing about that is you have a strike party after each show night. So.
Yeah. Well, we at least get to do a whole weekend. Then we strike on a Sunday.
That'll be fun. Okay, so tell us a little bit about... Now, the Theater Guild, we have the history. What is the stated purpose? I mean, obviously to do plays, but is this a benefit organization, or is it just for fun for everybody that's involved? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, the Blue Ridge Theater Guild is a 501c nonprofit organization, and we are a group of people just love doing theater. We try to bring a professional theater to the local community. We work our actors hard, and it shows once we do our performances.
Great. Now, do you specialize in, this is kind of an interesting play, which we'll talk about in a couple of minutes, but what kind of plays do you guys specialize in?
Well, we like to do murder mysteries, and which is a request that John and Joyce had for us for this year. We plan on doing a murder mystery in the fall. We'd like to open up next year and introduce some comedies. So we do murder mysteries and comedies is what we like to do best.
Always fun. Always fun.
Yes.
The whodunits of the world are usually great shows. And then, of course, the comedies, you know, with, do you do musical comedies or just straight comedies?
We don't have anybody that can sing.
That never stopped many theater groups. Oh, she goes, yeah. I can.
Well, we've been doing theater together since the 1980s, and she's been on stage with me, too, and she does have a beautiful voice.
Well, that was good politics there, my friend.
Yeah,
nice job.
She's got to drive home with me. So.
Yeah, or you get to walk home one way or
right.
the other. All right, so let's move to the show itself. It's called Deathtrap by Ira Levin. You're directing it. Tell us a little bit about the show, as much as you want to reveal, that is.
Well, what I like about Deathtrap is that the show is described in every scene. The first scene, it tells you about the show. The second scene, they go the same way. And even in the very final scene, it's a review of the show. So if you leave this performance and don't know what happened, it's your own fault, because it is explained many, many times. And it's about an author who's having a dry spell, and he sees a young playwright that has written a play with 5 characters, one set, and it looks like it's going to be very good. So his idea is that maybe he can kill this young playwright and then take the show for himself.
Hence the picture on the front of the program.
Right.
I like it.
With the names crossed out.
Right.
In red.
Well, the main character is Sidney Brule. You see his name crossed out. And then the young playwright is Clifford Anderson.
Well, there you go.
Now, this was a Broadway play at one time?
I don't know if it was Broadway or off-Broadway, but it came out in 1978. And if you look at our program there, you can see that we do have something on the inside that said what happened in the world in 1978. So we want to keep people entertained even by looking at our programs.
Well, that was a long time ago, but I remember a lot of what happened in 1978. So it'll be interesting to read the program. And so how many acts is the play?
It's 2 acts, 6 scenes. Of course, with any murder mystery, you have to have a good old-fashioned thunderstorm, which is the climax of the show. And you see, so it's easy. As I say, 1 set, 2 acts, 5 characters.
Excellent. This is awesome. Okay, so how do we get tickets?
You can get tickets by going online to ritchierevival.com, and then they have a little place there where you can buy tickets right online. For the show-only performances, which are Friday nights and the Sunday matinee, you can do a reservation online, or you can do cash at the door.
Right. Now, that's Friday the 19th and Friday the 26th at 8 p.m., and then Sunday the 21st at 2 p.m.
That is correct.
Right.
It's a good show. Come see what we can do.
Perfect.
Can't wait.
It's going to be exciting. It's the Blue Ridge Theater Guild performance of Deathtrap by Ira Levin, directed by our very own Tom Rodgers, who's been with us. I'm Bob Steele, along with Sue Mason. You're listening to Ritchie Radio, 91.7 FM.